Hello, everybody. Rocker here.
Hi.
Oh gosh, I'm here with the runner-up of Sinnoh Division, NKS. How are you doing today?
Yeah, it's all about telling a story. I had to throw my last set. It was all intentional. You can't win your first draft league, otherwise everyone's gonna think you're too good.
Even if you're
I'm doing pretty good.
even if you're bottom division.
I got voted off in a sequester, which is a pain in the ass.
It's
Other than that, my
unfortunate.
day's been pretty good.
That
I'm also
is
really laggy.
unfortunate. Yeah, I can see that.
Yippee!
All right, I got your team up here. Um,
You mean SEAL Team 11, the GOAT squad?
sure. Um, so I guess let's talk. What do you want? Who do you what member of your goat squad team do you want to start with?
Well, first I gotta talk about the entire the general plan, because this was my first draft league,
Yeah.
and so technically I filled in for 2 games, but I didn't actually pick the team. So this is my first time choosing a set of mons that will hopefully be good. And I mean, I play a lot of Ranbats. I'm pretty good at Ranbats. I play I lower tiers usually. I did okay in NU one time. I don't play in tournaments or anything like that. So I really was talking mad shit with nothing to back it up. Thing is, I have very little patience for Pokemon. I don't like that, or like a Darkrai.
You completely cut out there.
Oh shit, I did.
Yeah.
I don't like drafting mons that I don't like. I'm not gonna use something that I find boring.
Sure.
I mean, that's sometimes stall mons, and sometimes it's really you wouldn't see me drafting a Chi-Yu because it clicks one move, or a Dracovish, something like that. I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
I wanted a bunch of mons that I liked, because if I like using them, then I'm more invested to prep more.
I guess
and that means I'm more invested to win.
I guess we'll pretend Shiftry doesn't press 3 moves.
No, it actually has the biggest move pool ever. We're gonna get to that when we get to through all the mons. I wanted to. I understand that the main thing that separates draft league is that it's an information game. Whoever has the better prep is usually gonna end up winning. You can be as good as you want, but if one mon wells your entire team, you haven't prepped for it, then you're fucked. And so I wanted a bunch of mons that nobody knew exactly what they were gonna do, which is why I just don't like something like Dracovish or Basket Legion or whatever like that, because they 1 or 2 sets.
Right. Exactly.
And so I normally everyone starts off with the one big bitch that they're gonna build around. I don't know what's good or not. You always said that Pult was good, but I already said I wasn't drafting boring shit.
I would argue,
and that is shade.
I would argue Pult is not boring. It does a lot of different things, but
it's still the mon that everyone uses in OU or whatever, and it's been big bitch for 2 generations. And I wanted to use guys that are kind of shitters, but also kind of cool. I say that I want to use guys that are shitters and have a golden go on my team, so never mind.
Also drafted
you
also drafted a Mega Gallade, which is widely seen as one of the top 3 megas in the format. So
the ones that are good, I feel he's cracked, but because Iron Valiant has the fucking bullshit. Oh, I can do everything I want because I have a million attack and special attack, and I also can get million speed. So, although that would have been cool to get, I was I want to use mons that I like. And when I was fucking 12 years old, what did I like doing? I like clicking close combat with Mega Gallade in Gen 6, and also regular Gallade. I used to play Gen 6 RU when I was how old? What it would have been 2015. So yeah, I would have been 10 years old, and I was funny guy clicks the move that kills shit. So I was fuck it, I want to draft for a Mega Gallade. Now, what's the problem with Mega Gallade? If it gets +2, it kills everything. However, I was gonna get to +2, and also something's just gonna run Scarf and rock my bitch. He's fast, but he's not fast. So I immediately knew I'm gonna need some ways to power this bitch up. So I was webs. Who's my favorite webber? I didn't really want to go with something like Vikavolt or Galvantula or whatever, because I know they're good Pokemon, but I don't really fuck with them. But meanwhile, we have literally the GOAT Shuckle, who is cheap and gets up some fucking sticky webs and some stealth racks. And it's got a lot of utility. It's got Encore. It's got Toxic. It's got Final Gambit if you want to kill yourself, which it's got a couple different sets. It's got the Mental Herb, which is great. It's got Boots. It's probably a pretty good set, just if you want to keep your sturdy. I don't know. I think Shekel's good. And after that, I was like, well, what else gets benefited from Sticky Web? So I'm like, I want me some big bitches. I knew I was drafting Breloom because it's my favorite mon. And I was like, I knew you were going to be the Terra Captain because so I can
wait. I want to go back to Shekel for a second, though. How do you feel about the move Magic Coat?
Here's the thing. A lot of times, I nobody ever clicked Magic Coat and didn't play me. I walked right into that shit twice. But the thing is, there's ways to play around getting Magic Coated as long as I have webs up on the other side, even though I don't have a spinner, so that I can't. So if I'm gonna get rid of webs on my side, I have to default get rid of my own webs. As long as I have the webs on the other side, a lot of my plans work. Like for instance, it disrupts boosters. So even if both of us get the -1 speed, their booster isn't 4 speed, so that my shit's faster. For instance, like on Moth, that would be the case. So what else? Also Air Balloon. If you have like an Air Balloon Golden Go or an Air Balloon River Room, both of which I've run, those don't get the speed drops or whatever. Hydreigon's a main from it. So I know that like I got played, but it wasn't that bad.
Sure, yeah.
And alternatively, I could just be better at Pokemon. However, I just like clicking buttons, so this is why I made the team. Anyways, I have Terra Breloom because Breloom's the GOAT. It's got Spore, which everyone thinks immediately, but honestly, just clicking Terra Mach Punch or just Bullet Seed just hacks. Bullet Seed's the best move in the game, and Rocker hates it. He hates it, but it's so good because it's the kind of move that you're not always like looking for something amazing, but when it happens, you're like, "Ooh, Breloom, you ate your Wheaties."
This guy NKS does not believe in the item loaded dice. He just believes he will get 4 hits every time.
Just get lucky. Just get lucky. Why would I need loaded dice when? What's the percent chance you get 4 or 5 hits? It's like what? Are they all equal? It's whatever. No, but there's like a certain amount of chance that loaded dice means nothing, and like I'm always scared that I'm gonna get hit by some random flying move or whatever. So I'm just gonna keep Focus Sash because that way I don't even have to worry about anything. So yeah, you just like I know like Breloom has some defensive utilities that resists Edgequake and water and good shit like that. But in reality, I know every time I'm gonna be probably bringing a Sash on this bitch, which I did a lot of times. Banded's also good because Banded Mach Punch goes pew 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 pew.
Yeah.
It's got Spore, obviously, which is very good, although Sub is a little bit scary. It's got SD, which I forget if I clicked. I probably clicked it once or twice, but I don't think it's very good. It's got CC now, which is nice. Top of that, I knew I was going to draft Azu because an early Gen 9 OU, I would run Breloom Azu because they have good defensive synergy. AV Spadef Azu is really good. Even just AV max HP, max attack is good. Bandit's good. I also drafted it because I had really good nicknames. Oh, that's another thing. I had really good nicknames. The Azu nickname was She Drum on My Belly Till My Aqua Jet. But that wouldn't fit, so I just made it She Drum on My Belly, which I liked. I only ever got one like half sweep off with Belly Drum, and that was in semis, which was nice.
I got to sweep off.
I like Azu. There's a lot of I like mons that you don't exactly know what Azu is going to be. You don't know if it's going to be Banded, Belly Drum, whatever. It forces people to allocate
Whirlpool Parish
for everything, and I know for the price, it was tier 2 mon. It's a good tier 2.
Yeah,
anyway, after that,
Whirlpool Parish song. Is that a real set?
I tried running that set, and then I fucking missed a whirlpool. I missed a whirlpool on what's it called, Skeledirge, and I had to sack my Mega Gallade to make sure it died. But it didn't matter because Breloom swept the game after that, anyways.
Yeah.
Rest of the team, I'm trying to like get some diversity wherever I want some faster bitches. I know it's not like fast, but Hydreigon's like kind of speedy. It's like 98, so it's actually good because let's say Hydreigon matches into another team's base 100 speed. They're thinking, oh shit, I have to run Timid or Jolly or whatever so I can outspeed Hydreigon. And I'm looking at my Hydreigon and I'm like, well, fuck it. I'm not going to outspeed the base 100 anyways. I might as well just go modest. And so I get my big bitch damage nasty plot Dracos off.
Yep.
And then they're sitting there with their thing. And I think it's actually good because having slightly shitter speed tiers means that I can afford to be more aggressive, which is nice. And then for the rest of the mons, I was like, you know what? Nidoking's a big bitch. I like him. He relies on prediction a lot, but I sometimes I'm feeling myself. I can just click the right move, and sub exists and stealth rock exists, and I don't know. It's a pretty offensive Pokemon, which you want on webs. I needed removal, and so I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna go for Moltres because I need a fire type, and I like Moltres. Fizzdef Moltres was pretty much the only one, except for Specs, which I ran one time that did like 70% in Mega Gardevoir. It was fucking useless. Defensive is good, except for when it fucking gets hit by
I drafted Moltres
Smackdown.
in the second season of this thing, and I brought heavy duty boots a total of 2 times. Just saying.
Really? Oh yeah, Custap. No, Custap's the goat set. Custap's really good because you can run Custap Endure for flame body hacks. I did that on Urshifu, and even uninvested Hurricane Custap, it's going to do a lot of damage, and you can honestly run some special attack with that. Custap's a real set because if they're not going to bring rocks, then why bring boots?
If they're not going to bring rocks.
No, like a lot of my mons. Honestly, my team's pretty good into rocks. Like, I don't have too many weak bitches, so rocks aren't like the most prestigious thing you could get. I guess it's good to break Breloom Sash, but whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
fair.
Blade resists, Gold resists, Nidoking resists, Reverum resists.
Yeah, you're not hazard.
Shuffle's weak, but who cares? Yeah. Who else was on my shitty team? Hydreigon. Oh, I mentioned why I like him. Reverum. I was originally gonna draft fucking Duraludon, but I couldn't find a good nickname for him. That's a big thing, because if I don't have a good nickname on a mon, I'm not gonna bring it. I should say the rest of the nicknames. I'll do that later. But I thought, you know what? I need a Reverum so I can call it. Put the 4Gs on the Jeep. And so that's his name, 4Gs on the Jeep. And he was so fucking good. There's a couple matchups where Reverum just steamrolled. I wouldn't have made it past first round of playoffs without him.
Yeah.
Things about draft beforehand, I knew you needed at least one grounded poison just so that people don't bring. I think is definitely don't bring toxic spikes. What else? And then I had like a couple like I had like 1 point left over. Oh well, before we get to the goat, after I drafted the goat, I had 1 point left over. And I was like, you know what? What's the mon here? I'm probably not going to bring, but it will provide me the most value in terms of people think about it. And I know people aren't going to be thinking that a Hypno is going to come to a game, but they have to at least be like, okay, what if he sets up screens and immediately SPs up with Mega Gallade?
Do you think anyone prepped for Hypno the entire season? I don't think anyone.
At least they had it at least they had it slightly in their minds that it could come. It's better than drafting a mascot pick.
I guess
it was either him or Bergmite, and I'm like, I don't want to draft Bergmite. I love Bergmite, but I didn't want. I could have drafted Nosepass. Nosepass is kind of the goat. I already have my mascot pick with Master Wu Breloom. Actually, I was gonna name him Master Wu, but I need more bullets was a funnier nickname. Anyways, so all these mons were useless compared to the truth. Tier 6 alone when he should have been in Tier 4, and now is worth a measly 5 points when he should be worth negotiably higher than that. Ladies and gentlemen, Shiftry. Ladies and gentlemen, Shiftry, the best mon. You might be thinking, what is Shiftry going to do? It's got the base stats of like Wurmple. However, it recently got a buff in first DLC. I'm pretty sure that's when I got it. Wind Rider. It is now a Pirate King. I don't watch One Piece, so don't make a reference to that. He's got the peg legs. He's got the Captain Knuckles attitude, and he rides the wind like a fucking space pirate. There's no wind in space. Never mind. Maybe there's wind in space. I doubt it. I think you need atmosphere.
I don't think there's wind in space, but there's.
Anyways, so you might be thinking he's got no HP. He's got no defenses. I have a focus sash every single time. And you might be thinking, oh, well, you can just fake out. Well, one, nobody ever did that, and two, if they were going to do that, I was going to bring the Heat Covert Cloak Shiftry fake out, and then I rock your bitch.
You definitely brought that.
I was going to bring that. I think I brought Shalonberry against Ares. I forget what I brought against Ares. But if it was, what's it called? If it was me and Ares in finals, I would have brought it, because if I get it, then that's like the ultimate flex.
Yeah.
Anyways, Shiftry is really good because you can Tailwind, which I know Tailwind shit in singles, but you can Tailwind Boom, and even though 2 turns isn't much, that's enough to go into Nidoking and sub up or just start sweeping. Nidoking got fucking 5 kills one game, and like other shit was like pretty good. I was always in a good position to Braille of Spore something. It was always putting in work, except against Garganackle, but who cares?
There's always the Terra Psychic Garganackle.
Who cares? Who cares? Every time I brought Shiftry in playoffs, I won all 3 times. I brought it, I won.
Enough.
My biggest mistake that I think cost me the game, the entire season, was not just reloading the same fucking meme Shiftry team for the last game. My also mistake was not playing Eminem's Lose Yourself, because whenever I played that, I never lost a game because I'm filled with white boy power. What else?
I see.
What else? I think I mentioned every mon on the team. But anyway, oh no, Golden Goat. The entire team doesn't work without Golden Goat because I need to make sure Sticky Webs stay up, and so I'm like, fuck it, I'll draft Golden Goat. I should have drafted him number 1 but I thought for some reason people would pick Mega Gallade, which is not really that popular for Pokemon, and Golden Goat should have been. I'm very surprised Golden Goat got to like round 6 of the draft. But
I don't know why Golden Goat got to round 6 of the draft, but Mega Gallade is a popular Pokemon and is a fine round 1 pick.
Well then, I had a good team. I'm glad I got Golden Goat. If I didn't get it, it put in so much work, so many different sets. It's the definition of versatile. That was my main goal for the team: versatility. I don't have any big bitches like Valiant.
Are we gonna ignore the two? Are we gonna ignore the two? Are we gonna ignore the 2 mons that ran the same fucking set every week? Okay.
I mean, what mons are you referring to? Revavroom? Because I ran fucking Overheat Revavroom. Thank you very much.
I was referring to Shuckle and Shiftry.
Shuckle? No. There's Red Card Shuckle. There's Rock Tomb. Rock Tomb Shuckle's really good for catching shit in the
show me a Shuckle set that didn't run Sticky Webs rocks.
Well, when the point of the Pokemon is to set up Sticky Webs rocks, Rocker, then he's gonna run it. But that doesn't mean his other moves are good. The point of Shiftry is to click Tailwind Explosion, but that doesn't mean Knockoff isn't good. Leaf Blade is good. Heat Wave is good. That cooked the fucking Fortress one time and almost cooked a Scizor. It's got Endeavor. Endeavor's the GOAT move. Fucking deal with whatever, even if it resists Explosion. I should have been running that the entire fucking time into Garganackle, but I'm a dumbass. What else? What else? He's got Toxic Spikes. You're not telling me that this isn't a fucking GOAT in mine. You might be like, it's only good on...
Did you ever run Toxic Spice?
Yeah, I did. I never clicked it, but I ran it. Doesn't mean it doesn't have it. Listen, if there was a team that was so weak to Toxic Spikes, I was going to be running that bitch. But the problem is I'm running HO, and Toxic Spikes HO is not a real thing. So, anyways, so another thing. I drafted a lot of big bitches. My defensive Pokemon were Moltres and Azu, which are not defensive Pokemon. They're, like, kind of. I think HO is really good in Gen 9.
Moltres is a defensive Pokemon, for sure. And Golden Goat and Hydreigon are both
be defensive. They can be defensive. But they're not... I don't have any, like, walls. I don't have a Tangrowth or something like that. I don't have any, fucking... Enough. Yeah. And so, I'm like... I don't have a Blissey. I've never drafted fucking Blissey. And so...
yeah, you and me both, bro. That mon is fucking shit.
Anyway, but I think... One, HO is really good in Gen 9 because of Terra. Terra is really nice. And also, since I'm playing in, like, the lower division and it's my first time, I want to do stuff where I don't have to play perfectly. Like, for a lot of, like, balanced teams, you have to consistently make good plays. You can't do stupid doubles, but I love making stupid doubles and making stupid callouts. I SD'd on the Gligar in the mocks, and Rocker didn't defog. He ran away, and I murdered him in front of X-Sync, which was really funny.
That was a stupid play, but whatever.
That was a genius play. Have you ever seen the movie The Empire Strikes Back, Rocker? I heard you're a film fella.
Of course I've seen the movie The Empire Strikes Back.
A little bit of an underground classic. But yeah, there's a famous quote by unknown actor Harrison Ford playing Han Solo. Never tell me the odds. You can be like, oh well, there's a 1 in 3,000 chance that stupid fucking SD play would work. Never tell me the odds, bitch. I made it work. Anyways, going back to Shiftry the GOAT, I keep getting away from Shiftry. I understand that it's only good on HO. I understand that it runs a couple moves and doesn't do much better than that. I understand that Tailwind isn't good in singles. I understand that even though Wind Rider gives you immunity to like turn and bullet punch, and all you're going to have done is establish Tailwind.
You understand that Sash, Tailwind, Shiftry loses to any priority move ever? Hello?
La da 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 da. Can you hear me, Wrecker?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I don't know what just happened.
Okay, shit. I just cut out. Anyways, Shiftry, even you can usually predict that they're gonna bullet punch you or whatever and go into, at least for me, I would go into Golden Go or Reverend or whatever. So or Moltres. Or if they're gonna Aqua Jet and go into Azu or Hydreigon or whatever. I think a lot of times you can save the Shiftry for a sack or even a second Tailwind if you're trying to cheese. Yeah, no, I think that even though it's only good on HO, for what it provides to the team, every single week people either were not expecting Shiftry, which meant when it did come, it put in a lot of work, or if they were expecting Shiftry, that means they had to allocate thought to that and away from something like Shuckle. And there's some matches that I only won because of Shiftry. I only beat Ares because of Shiftry. I only think I beat some of my playoff games. Every single time I brought Shiftry, it won in playoffs.
I will say, and in mocks that
I
we
brought
did,
it more times than Hydreigon.
You never brought that thing. In mocks that we did, I often would bring the wrong team for the wrong mon, like the mon I prepped for the team I brought for Shiftry.
You might be trying hard to understand that. Why would you just flip a coin that you have the right team each and every time? And I have to say, if I'm willing to run Bullet Seed every single week and just hope it does 5 hits, I'm willing to flip the dice. I'm a gambling man.
Yeah.
It's a genius thing because even though you might not always get the right matchup, just having the thought into that means that your opponent's going to have a little bit of a headache, which also means that they're going to be, trying to make the best of every single situation that you go into, which is kind of like the point of draft. And for the tier that it's in right now, the 5 points or whatever, I don't think a single other mon does that to a team. I mean, you can look through, right? Like try and find a mon in the 5 points tier that, when it's on a team, it provides as much thought that should go into it. Rabska, oh great! You get a fucking not healing wish. What's it called? The revival blessing off. You bring a thing back at 50%, it dies to Mach Punch.
Yeah, you revival blessing your fucking Iron Valiant at 50%. Your opponent's already used their Iron Valiant check, and then your Scarf Iron Valiant sweeps the entire.
Who's going against Iron Valiant that doesn't have at least 2 or 3 checks to that bitch? It's like the goat mon.
Okay, but my point is, you're not telling me that 5-point Shiftry is more prep than 5-point Rabsco, which can bring back literally any of your broken Pokemon.
Yeah, here's the thing. That bitch gets taunted. My bitch, what happens is you taunt, and I'm still like a Shiftry, and even though I don't have the +1 bonus from Wind Rider, Boom is doing a lot of damage, or Knock is doing a lot of damage, and guaranteed progress.
Boom is doing a whopping 20% to Garganacl.
And an alley-oop right into my fucking Covert Cloak Azumarill, where I then Belly Drum and then Trailblaze and then sweep until Slowking lives on 1%.
I'm Terra Electric, Terra Blast, Garganacl. Okay,
so right after you've done finished making the set that loses to Nidoking that no one would ever bring, you can tell me about how good Shiftry is. It's the goat mon. Think about it.
Are you drafting Shiftry next season?
As long as it stays 5 points, I am.
I'm pretty sure it is staying 5 points.
Yeah, well, 3 points to me. Actually, why am I campaigning to make it higher? I'm a dumbass. Put this bitch in 1 point again so that I can get free points for some other shit.
Yeah, no.
Spreading out.
It's the best fucking Pokemon. Not going to 1 point.
It's the best Pokemon.
It's not the best Pokemon.
I don't know.
The best Pokemon is
Dragon Ball. I think that this team. I don't know if it's like crazy good, because I think if it was crazy good, I probably would have won the entire league. But I think for my first time, I had an impressive record. I should have been fucking seed number 1, but fucking what's it called? Player I've missed, and I got fucking Will-O-Wisp on my Azu. which is a pain in the ass. I lost fucking Mono Dark, and I have Mega Gallade, Breloom, Azun, Hydreigon. So that was fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like my wins. I only had a couple wins that I really didn't deserve. Overheat missing Nidoking was pretty good, although I think that I still had chances to win that game if I played correctly. And Golden didn't get hexed. I think that week 1, the fact that he just randomly brought Smackdown, Cinderace, and all I had to do was click Shadow Ball again on my Scarf Gold and I would have won the game. The fact that he just went into the Cinderace, I think is just stupid because Scarf Gold is like very, very real and he should have predicted it. I don't know. I think that what else did I lose? I lost to a Moosner the first time. That's because I didn't realize how good Revavroom was and also got crit on my Breloom. But I also played that wrong because I should have prepped better like I did for the finals. Not finals, semifinals.
Yep.
I don't know. I think my wins, a lot of my wins were good. A lot of my losses were not the worst thing in the world. I don't know what else to say.
Were you disappointed by any of the Pokemon that you drafted? Did they not do what you wanted them to do?
I really think that all things considered, I expected Mega Gallade to be as good as it was, so I'd say that's about as rated. Honestly, I really think I underrated Golden Go offensively because even though it's got the 130 whatever attack, I'm like thinking, okay, he's gonna bring something that's like 8V or whatever, and then wall my bitch. But Golden Go consistently was putting in work no matter what. Every single I think I don't bring it every single week, but the weeks I did bring it, it put in a lot of work. And it was really, really good. And even though it's like, its shtick is that it's the spin blocker and it's the defog blocker, offensively and defensively, it was really, really good because my other skill type, Revavroom, does not really have a great... It's good defensively, but like, it obviously loses Spadef. Oh, yeah, I forgot to say, a reason why Revavroom is really good, Revavroom exceeded expectations. Revavroom, since a lot of times I'm running sticky webs, that implies that people should not be running Scarf, because why would you run Scarf when you can just run Boots? Unless it's like a Scarf, Levitator, or Flying type. So you're just going to run Boots, because that way you can switch your moves. And so that means that they're not going to be running Scarf, so that means that Revavroom at +2 doesn't need to worry about Scarfers, which means I can just run no speed Revavroom, run max HP, and that bitch becomes bulky. And even though it's only got 3 moves, it's actually gotten better now that it's got Temper Flare. I couldn't use it in this league, but whoever drafts in the future has got that to deal with so that they can deal with Scizor. But it's got Overheat, which even though it's got base 50 special attack, I used it in mocks and killed Rocket Scizor, which is really fun. I didn't get to click it in
I didn't
game,
even know this thing had Overheat, bruh.
It's literally cooking. It's the heat is set known to man, and even though it's got no other, even though it's another mon that does one thing, you know what it's going to do. The other times, it got some pretty decent sweeps. It won me my matchup against so very, very, very proud of him. Chuckle did as I expected. Hypno did as I expected. I didn't plan on bringing him.
Yeah, you can't really say Hypno was not living up to expectations.
I actually did have very high hopes for Shiftry. I was confident, and it exceeded expectations that were already super high.
Yeah,
Shiftry is the best Pokemon.
Okay,
New mascot. For the Schmeckles might have to be the Schmeckles.
Shiftry next to Breloom?
We have Master Wu and Captain Knuckles. I swear to God, I'm gonna fill that bitch up with 2000s animations. When was Ninjago? That was like 2010, whatever.
Something like that, yeah.
What else? Nidoking, I'd say expected Nidoking. I know it's a good wall breaker, and I didn't expect it to sweep. However, it kind of lost momentum. Early in the season, I was like, oh my God, it's gonna be kill leader. It's gonna be so good. It got some good rounds. It got some other bad rounds. I think that it's very much how you play, and I feel like I played good enough to where Nidoking was good on the team. I feel like it's not something I would draft when I know people are better than me, but I was pretty confident I was going to be one of the bigger threats in this league.
All right, resume.
It's not something I would bring when I know people are going to be better than me, that they're going to outplay my Nidoking and have a mon that perfectly swaps into every move, even though he has perfect coverage. I think that it's good if you're feeling yourself. If you're feeling yourself, Nidoking is good. Click, game over. There's some mons that I'm definitely going to be drafting again. I love Breloom. It's my favorite Pokemon. It's what I know how to use. I click buttons. It's got a lot of varied sets. Terra is really good on it, so I'm probably going to make it another character. It can still Terra next season, right?
It can still Terra next season, yeah.
So yeah, it's probably going to be one of my Terra captains. Which, holy shit, if I get both Terra Breloom and Terra Shiftry, ooh, we're cooking. We're cooking. The two best mons in the entire league.
Your Terramons die to Aerial Ace.
Not if I Terra Rock Breloom, which is the realest thing ever, because boom, bada bitch, you get rock tombed.
Well, I'm saying like pre-Terra, like if you switch it in, you're just dying to Aerial Ace from a fucking King Gambit.
And that's why you don't switch it in. You just sack something. My team is not very good at going for like 6-0s. I'm not going to be able to save every single mana. I'm playing HO, so I'm just going to sack until I get down to Breloom or Azu and Aquajet to win. Azu exceeded expectations. AV was super good. Banded was super good. Belly Drum was kind of shit, but it ended up being better than not. Fucking Perish Song is ass. Just never bring that unless you're going up against like a mon that.
Chi and Pow, Chi Yu, Dracovish all on one team. I feel like you could bring it.
I'd rather just bring defensive Azu to those and click.
I did bring defensive Azu. I brought defensive Azu that killed them.
Okay, but I would also rather hit things because that way you're dealing damage and not making it so that people get slightly spooked. What else is on my team that I haven't mentioned?
You said everything either lived up or exceeded expectations except for the Dragon, yeah.
Yeah, Dragon, it was not that it didn't, it wasn't bad at all. It fit on the team, I think. It's just that a lot of things it did, Nido King did better, but when Hydreigon did do things good, it did things very good. In semis, it just clicked Nasty Plot and recovered. The problem with Hydreigon is that obviously it's weak to Fairy or whatever, and a lot of the heat that I'm trying to run with like fucking Belch Slackberry to deal with fairies is not a real set.
Did you just admit Belch Slackberry is not a real set? I feel like I need to quote
it's a real set if you're the goat like me, so I'm gonna be running it.
Okay.
But if you're trying to win, it's probably not very good. Life Orb is really good. I don't know. I think Hydreigon, a lot of teams I feel like I'm trying to play offensively. If I was ever trying to like play a little bit more defensive. Also, I never had to run into like a Basket Legion. So Hydreigon was for Basket Legion because I needed something that would tank a Last Respects unless it was fucking like banded.
I was gonna say I think does it take one?
Like, I think so, but I would if the rain guy didn't like quit, I would have run Terra Normal Breloom, which is the realest Pokemon ever. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I'm very, very attached to these Pokemon because I'm number one role player. So the names. I gotta go through all the nicknames because I was packing some heat. I wanted to get all the. Oh, another reason why I drafted Hypno so I can name him Dreamable because I had to draft all my personal heroes as a straight man, drafting a bunch of gay icons such as Ricardo Nidos. Ricardo Nidos was the best name.
For the record, in order for the Basket Legion to kill the max defense Hydreigon, it would need to be adaptability in addition to Bandit. So
okay, so so running adaptability on the rain team, he was never doing that. I just broke a guitar pick.
I think you're hating. I think you're hating on adaptability in the rain. That thing nuked almost anything.
Yeah, it's gonna nuke everything. It's also gonna get outsped by Mega Gallade and die to knock off.
Oh yeah, that's true.
What else? I think. The nicknames. We obviously have Golden Goat. At first, I just called him Pimp Joseph, but then I changed it to Pimp Name Slickback because it's a much better name. Mega Gallade was Ambatokam because
just in case anyone was curious, Banded Aquajet in the rain with adaptability does 73 to 87 to Mega Gallade.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, another reason why I lost is because Jet Punch cooks his team. I should have brought Dragon for Palafin, but I was just like, if he's bulk up, then he just clicks Ice Beam or Close Combat, so it's not a good. I really didn't have a great Palafin answer besides Azumarill. Azumarill is really good in Palafin, but
the move it always runs, Drain Punch.
I didn't play my Azumarill right into Palafin, which is another reason why I lost. I definitely deserve to lose the whatever. Which, I mean, I'm not a particularly humble person, so I guess that counts for something. What else? Nicknames. Moltres, I didn't have a good one for him, so I named him Can I Have Coke? After that one funny meme from fucking iFunny 10 years ago. It's not that good, but I needed something. We, of course, have, so 3 Heads, the Hydreigon. I thought that one was good. And which ones haven't I mentioned? Shiftry was about to blow because he was about to blow every single game.
Yep.
And Shreckle was unbossing because he shoots the sticky web.
What was
So,
neat?
I really...
I don't think you ever mentioned Nidoking's name.
Ricardo Nidos.
Okay.
After Ricardo Milos. I really have a bunch of fucking like 2015 memes, but I don't know. I still think they're funny. And I'm not gonna name myself something like if you have like an actual name for your Pokemon, then you're kind of trolling because the best Pokemon names have always been like an innuendo or whatever. So that's another reason why I drafted all my Mons, and that's I think I'm gonna continue. If a Pokemon doesn't have a good nickname, or at least something passable like Moltres, I'm just not gonna draft it.
Okay, I mean, I guess that's a rule.
It's a good rule.
Okay. I forget to put nicknames on my Pokemon most of the time.
Yeah, well, because you're not a role player. You do not understand what it's like to, feel that anime moment like you're watching Beyblade when you're 8 years old, and then you think everything's all over, but then you release your special move, and then that special move is something really stupid, like Overheat Rev Room, and then watch out, and then you have the anime moment, or you make a crazy double, or you make a crazy call that like nobody would ever make in their right mind, but you're not in your right mind, and so you click the move.
Like SDing on the Gligar.
SDing on Gligar is super good, and like even some games that I fucked up, I don't regret the way I fucked it up. My last game in finals, I led Breloom, even though the team is designed for Shuckle. Shuckle's fucking useless that game. If I ran Shiftry, I think I would have potentially won. I tried to do some crazy shit with Breloom. If you led Gligar, I would have gotten the Spore off. Or if he would swap to whatever, then at least I get to go into Shuckle then and get my shit up. I think that I was just trying to stop rocks, but then Palafin breaks Breloom Sash, and then he goes into the Electrode anyways. I did get the play right with the Bulldoze, but then I didn't Terra Bulldoze, which would have killed because I didn't want to be weak to Palafin, which I think is also a good play, but I should have just not let my thing get paired because it was still good into Gligar. It gets the Spore off. I still got the Spore off, but and then killed it, but I still think it would have been better. If I was a little bit luckier on Breloom, I would have killed the barrel. I was very greedy in getting both webs and rocks up. I think I should have just encored and then immediately went to Breloom and then just dealt damage to the barrel.
This guy was shitting on Babarrel, by the way, in Mox. You said Babarrel.
Yeah, well, no, because he didn't expect Encore Shuckle, but then I just got greedy because I just assumed that fucking I would just get a million hits. But I also actually ran Effect Spore Breloom that game, so that was also trolling. I don't know how I didn't catch that. It didn't end up mattering because I only got a 2-hit. But it's whatever. I then got lucky.
NKS only getting a 2-hit's crazy. I don't think you've ever only gotten a 2-hit in our Mox. Bro, it's 4 at least.
If I'm gonna lose, I'm gonna lose something stupid like that. I think that's fair. I also brought what's it called, Psyshock, Scarf, Golden Go for the Iron Moth, and I got the roll on that. So that's still good.
That was pretty heat.
I think that I also played badly. I lost to Metagross, and I shouldn't have. Mega Gallade never got a chance to SD and just deal damage, and I let it get chipped. If I didn't let it get chipped, I tanked Palafin, and then I'm bold Golden Go, so I could have just recovered up. I should have clicked recover there instead of Shadow Ball. I don't know. I was so tilted. I still would have lost the bulk up, I think, unless I got crazy drops. But no, I'm proud of my team. I'm proud of how I played the first draft league. I assume I'm moving up. I mean, I don't know who's. I feel like there's a lot of people that are skipping this one, so I don't know if they're gonna put me in the second tier. But I feel like I'd be a pretty good. I'd be a pretty good favorite in the third tier, and like relatively shit favorite in the second tier. But I think I could, do my best. I don't know. I'm just excited to play. I'm only in like one at a time because I'm already so busy with some other shit. Like I still need to build my survivors. I still need to like keep up with school, and I've been risen up this one girl over Canvas Messenger. So
This messenger is crazy.
Swear to God. So this girl, we're gonna completely change the subject away from Pokemon. This girl commented on one of my like discussion posts that I had to do for my film class, talking about, oh my God, everything you mentioned that you liked, I love too. I like. And she's like, oh, I started watching Survivor. Oh, I played Minecraft or whatever. And I'm like, okay, those are two very good things. To me, that's like dirty talk. But then she literally mentioned like every single band I mentioned. She was like, oh yeah, I have Front Bottoms and Violent Femmes on vinyl. And I'm like, holy shit. That's like hot as shit. And so, I'm busy with that. So I'm not like in multiple draft leagues. So that means that I devote all my time to this one because Tony's my boy. So I feel like draft league is really fun for me right now. I'm not sort of like jaded with it because I'm very invested in this one because it's my only one. So I give a shit, which is nice.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Is there anything you want to say before we sign off? Hopefully not related to Shiftry.
Fuck. How'd you know? This was really, really fun. I don't think Last Respects is broken, but I also am not that mad that it's gone because I wasn't going to draft it anyways because that's boring. And yeah, Shiftry's the GOAT.
Okay. All right. On that note, thanks for listening.
Bye-bye.
Yep. Bye.